Hey folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. Merry Christmas to everybody out there enjoying some time with family. Wonderful, wonderful day to be doing that. I am going to bring to you a bracket race, or the conclusion, I should say. If you've been watching, you've seen some shorts containing bracket cars for Johnny Lightning. I have not come up with a name for this track yet, as I want it to be good, but it definitely needs a name. Throw out some ideas, but let's get to racing. Over here, I have taken the liberty. These are the shorts you may or may not have seen. These are the ones that advanced, and I took the liberty to run off and get the slow cars back in the parking lot. So without further ado, let's see what happens. We got the 69 Camaro taking on the White Lightning Tornado. Ooh, yeah, Camaro. 2215 to 25. And good race. But the Camaro, again, getting it done. So these are the losers out of that bracket. And the winners of each one of these races will face off the next one, the Tornado, so we can filter out speed, because as you see, the Tornado had a 2217, so still has speed. Next up, an original topper. I'm also thinking about the next Johnny Lightning Challenge being a toppers only race. Toppers only, plus a mod of your choice with an undecided weight gram limit. 31 to 37, the topper on top. So I think that might be a good idea. I was talking to Marcus over at Bavarian Diecast. He is definitely a Johnny Lightning fan. 2223, nice. Let's see if that topper can catch him. 2227 cannot. Wow. So the truck will be moving on. Next up is the Torino taking on the Mad Maverick. Torino turning up the heat. 2225. Let's see if the Maverick can catch him. Wow, look at the Maverick. 2243. And the Torino, his wheels are pretty sensitive. If you have one of these cars, you know that you gotta have them just right, or they won't perform correctly. Nevertheless, he is moving on into the bracket to the quarterfinal round. All right, we got that Monte Carlo from Dad's race team, and then the judge. So I just got done watching In Search of Speed. Love watching that channel grow. Jeff, you're doing a good job. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It's a process, my friend. 2232 by the Monte Carlo. It's a process, and man, it's fun every step of the way. If you go back on my channel and look when I first started, you'll see I started the same way, and it's just fun, man. I got to a point where it was very frustrating because I couldn't get the lanes all the time. I couldn't get them even, and it was tough because they would switch up. I would improve the track. I would modify. I would do this and do that and level it out and yada yada yada, and well, I'm sure you know what I mean by now. It's tricky. The 6 lane is tricky, but it's nevertheless, man, I love watching other channels starting out, growing, drag racing. You have so many cars that you have yet in the blister. As we look at Roarin' Rudolph, our Christmas dragster, taking on Mr. Norm's Charger. excellent race. Stay tuned for Scale Mile High Valley Tournament coming to you later this week. Rowan Rudolph with a 2.4. Mr. Norm with a 2.5. Very surprising. Let's see if Mr. Norm can turn up the juice and find another gear. 2.224 and a 1,000 speed or greater. Mr. Norm, 2.216. He'll do it. He'll be getting into the bracket. Next up, GTX versus GTO. Also coming soon. Channel versus channel challenges are going to be picking up in 2024, I think. I know that In Search of Speed will be coming to Mile High Raceway. GTX with a 26. GTO with a 36. GTX. GTO. 22.33. Not enough to get it. GTX moves on. All right, we got a Mercury Montego taking on a GSX. Good race. 2.237 and a 10,000 speed. Wow. 2.231. Good race. All right, we got the Cheetah taking on DeSoto. For DeSoto, Cheetah. Let's go. 2.234. Also looking forward to the DXP complex coming to Mile High for a channel versus channel challenge. It's an open invitation. Anybody who wants to race, get a hold of me. We'll make it happen. Cheetah's moving on to the quarterfinal round. And the DeSoto going back up yonder. This will be good. I think what we'll do is we'll put Rowan Rudolph over here and get the faster of the cars. After we calibrate once again, we have to calibrate the top tier. I'll show you what I've been doing. Let's get these up in the blocks. So I've gotten through 12 of them. Mopar had 4 out of 8 in the top 8 until the World War II ambulance got rolled, and he got blown away by the F-250. So the top 4 are really strong. F-250, Marvel, GTO, cut rate movers. Now my number 2 fastest Johnny Lightning in the Johnny Lightning class, and of course Coca-Cola Studebaker. Dodge. Remember, this one was number 4, but he's since fallen off. I don't know what happened to him. I even gave him a rework. So we're up to the Model A and the yellow F-250, and of course the Superbird. And then we'll continue in the ranks and recalibrate once again and get the true order. We left off here at the Corvette, so we might as well just turn him right back around. And boy, oh boy, Friday Night Lightning. Going to be a good one. Don't know that we'll have Friday Night Lightning this week because of the tournament, but it will resume the following week for New Year's. Right now up in the blocks, Camaro and an F1 Ford. Camaro shining on this track. 2.217. If you remember on Mile High, this Camaro didn't do so good. Now he's shining. This narrow track definitely makes a difference. 2.217 to 3.5. Let's get him over back into the blocks. 2.217. Wow, truck. Not enough. So So the Camaro moving on to the semifinal round. Okay, next up, Super Sharp Monte Carlo taking on that Torino. Torino, I thought he had him. Ooh, 1,000. So look at this Monte Carlo go. 2-2-3-4, the time to beat. Wow, Torino. 2-2-2-2 gets it done. Wow, Torino moving on. All right, let's see who takes this one. Let's see if Mr. Norm still got his speed. He was in the ranks and with a time like 2-2-1, that's why. 2-2-1-3 and a greater than 11,000 speed is needed by the Plymouth. Mr. Norm not having it. He gaps him. 2-2-0-5. Wow, that is a really good time. Still awaiting the arrival of Numbskull Racing. He's en route to Mile High Raceway. Okay, let's take a look at the Cheetah and the GSX. Wow, good race. 2-2-3-1 to 3-3. 2-2-3-1, the time to beat. Won't happen. 2-2-3-2 moves the GSX on. Okay, this ought to be a good race. That Torino taking on the Camaro. Good race. The Camaro did get him, though, 24-26. Let's see if he can maintain that winning streak. Oh, wow, he just takes off. 2-2-1-7 is going to get him into the final race. Okay, Mr. Norm's Charger in that beautiful GSX. Mr. Norm, let's go. 26-44. Let's see if he can find another gear. He indeed does, but just not enough. 2-2-1-6 gets Norm into the final race. All right, here's the final. We got that 69 Camaro taking on Mr. Norm's Charger. I expect Norm's Charger to win this. Whew. That goes to show you on any given race day, that Camaro's getting faster. 2-2-1-5 and a 20,000 speed. Mr. Norm turning on the heat. 2-2-1-3. Interesting. All right, let's go. Let's run them again. 2-2-1-3, the time to beat. 2-2-1-3 and greater than 11 thousandths. Wow, good race. And Mr. Norm did do it. 2-2-1-3. So, okay. He won 2 out of 3 and got the best time. So we're going to give it to Mr. Norm. And what we'll do is over here. Let's see, for now, we're going to set them right in here. I'll get their boxes ready to protect them. And then those will be the first 2 cars that will challenge the rankings. We'll first let them challenge the top tier when we get that calibrated. And then we'll finish calibrating these off. It's going to be really interesting to see these run because it's all changed. It's all changed. You know, the ranks are way different now because of the new track. So let's just finish this one off with watching some calibration. Let's get these calibrated. Little Red Express taking on the very cool 1929 Model A Ford. Model A getting down to business. 2206. And you can see how these cars fill the lane nicely. This track was made for Johnny Lightning. It really was. Hot Wheels did a great job making this track for Johnny Lightning Racing. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Model A, strong. 2206. And I don't know what to say about the consistency of the track, but man, it sure seems to be well on. All right, white 383. Let's see if the Model A can take him out. Good race. 11-22. Wow, that Model A just gapped him. And he's getting faster. Currently sitting at number 11, it is the Import Heat. My original one. Good race here. 1-0 to 1-5. Let's see it again. Wow, what a run. 02 to 09. And oh boy, Model A keeps climbing. Sitting in the number 10 spot is the Cadillac Escalade. Let's see if he's rolling like a caddy today. Look at him go. He did. He got him. 2209 to 11. Very close. This is why I run them through the lineup. You just never know what's going to beat what. 2,000 speed in a 2209 needed by the Model A. Look at him go. 2209 and a greater than 2,000 speed, so he will advance past the Escalade, making it into the top 10. Cherry Challenger coming up. Ooh, good race. He got him. 2206 to 07. Model A needs a 2206. Wow, he'll get it. 2205. Oh, my Lanta, son. Look at this. Can the Ford Model A take out another Mopar out of the top 8? Let's find out. Great bait. There's no slouch. 2198. And a greater than 7,000 speed would be needed by the Model A. Not gonna do it. So the Grape Ape is the stopper. So the Model A going from number 14 to number 9 in the Lightning top tier. And I think that's all we're gonna bring today. We got these two to roll off and calibrate and see an actual 16. So from all of us over here at Elevation Diecast Racing and the unnamed Lightning lanes here, the track is running smooth and we are certainly looking forward to racing some competitions on it. It is set to go. If your car isn't fast, at least it'll look good on the shelf. Merry Christmas.